Calling all cheese lovers and pasta addicts, you're in for a treat as we unveil my pasta with creamy Gorgonzola sauce. Let's explore the bold flavors of Gorgonzola cheese paired with the delicate notes of pasta that'll have you coming back for seconds. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. Today, our celebration is all about pasta. We're making pasta with Gorgonzola sauce. Now, this recipe was inspired by our very good friends Jack and Paul. They had us over to dinner this past weekend, and as a first course, they served a pasta with a blue cheese Alfredo. It was wonderful, and so I'm so inspired, I had to make my own version of it. Instead of blue cheese today, we're going to be using Gorgonzola. Now, what's Gorgonzola? Gorgonzola is a blue cheese, but it's the Italian version. It's very creamy. When it's a young cheese, it's very, very soft. As it ages, it gets a little harder and more intense, but it still remains very creamy and delicious. Now, the first thing we're going to do is our pasta. I have a big pot of boiling salted water. Today, we're going to be using farfalle, or what you know maybe as bow ties or butterflies. This is 1 pound or around 450 grams. We're going to drop this in, and we're going to follow the package directions. We're going to cook it until it's al dente, 8, maybe 10 minutes. Give that a little stir. Now I'm going to put the lid back on partway just to help it come back to the boil. Now, if you can't find that, you can use just about any pasta you like. You can use rotinis or pennes or even spaghetti and linguine. It's delicious. Now, let's start with the sauce because we're going to build this sauce while the pasta cooks. I have a nice large saute pan. We're going to put the heat on medium-low. We're going to start with a little bit of cream. Heavy cream, that is. I have about 5 ounces, which is 150 mils, right in our pan. Now, I said it was Gorgonzola sauce. This is my Gorgonzola cheese. Look how beautiful that is with these big, deep veins of blue. This is 8 ounces or about 230 grams that I just crumbled. And we're going to put that right in here. This is going to start melting down pretty quickly. Now, if you can't find real Gorgonzola cheese, you can use a blue cheese. Use whatever you like, but try and get a creamier blue that will melt a little better. Some of them are a little harder, then they don't melt so well. So talk to the cheese person at your supermarket. Now it's time to add some more flavorings. I have here some fresh chopped sage. Now this is fresh. It's only about 2 teaspoons. It goes really well with Gorgonzola or just about any blue cheese. I'm going to put that in. You don't really need to use much more than this. Fresh sage is very powerful, and you don't want to overpower your blue cheese. This is an Italian dish, so we're going to add some garlic. I have just 2 cloves here that I finely minced. I actually ran them on my microplaner. You can put them through a garlic press. This isn't a lot, and it's not going to make it garlicky, but it's going to add a depth of flavor and really help round it out. We're just going to keep stirring this. Maybe turn up the heat a tiny bit. You don't want to scorch your cream or your Gorgonzola. One more ingredient, and that is a little bit of sugar. Just a pinch, really. Again, it's not going to make it sweet, but it's going to round things out. So we're just going to stir this until all the cheese is melted. Just takes a few minutes. All right, this is melting really nicely. My pasta's boiling away. I want to add a little bit of that pasta water, just a splash. Not even a full ladle full. What is that going to do? Maybe a tiny bit more. All that starch in that pasta water is going to help this sauce get thicken and silky. And the water will boil off and leave that starch in there, which will just make it a wonderful, wonderful sauce. All right, let's turn this way down. We're just going to let this simmer for a moment. Now, I should tell you, you can make the sauce in advance. You just have to reheat it very, very gently when you're ready to use it. Okay, feels like my pasta is almost there. While that's finishing, I'm going to continue to monitor my sauce. All right, my pasta's ready. So we're going to cut the heat. Took about 8.5, 9 minutes to get it to where I wanted it. Let's get rid of the lid. We're going to drain this and pour it right into the sauce. All right, now we're just going to give this a toss. Now this sauce, you may think it's a cheese sauce, so it's going to be thick. And that's not so. It's creamy, it's a little loose, and that's what you want because it's going to help it coat that pasta just like you see here. Look at how it's glistening. Now this needs one more thing. Good grinding of black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. Use as much as you like. All right. Now you may think this really isn't enough sauce for this amount of pasta. But you know, in Italy, they really don't have their pasta completely covered and swimming in sauce like we do here in America. In Italy, the pasta is the star and the sauce is the condiment. So that's why there's not a big puddle of sauce here, kind of like a Vesuvius of sauce over this pasta. I think I'm ready to taste this. I'm just going to have a little bowl here. Now you may be wondering, I make this, how do I serve it, what do I serve it for? Well, we had it as a first course and it's brilliant for that. But this could be a really nice, quick weeknight dinner. It's certainly elegant enough, say for a special occasion dinner, maybe a date. All right, let's give a little taste. In my little bowl, just enough. Wow. Gorgonzola is creamy, and there's a great, great pungent flavor that most blue cheese has. But then that sage kicks in and the garlic, and it rounds it out, brings it down a little bit. The pasta's perfectly cooked. Wow. Now I think I need a little sip of wine to wash this down. I'm having a nice Chardonnay from one of our favorite wineries on Long Island. That's good too. All right, if you liked this episode, if you learned something, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell, and you'll get a new episode every single week. Now, I'm going to go enjoy some of this lovely pasta in this creamy gorgonzola sauce. While I do that, I want you to watch some of these episodes over here. So until next time, everyone, cheers!